Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for organic Bible study. It's free of MSG and GMOs and all that bad stuff. Although I still think I'm going to start including MSGs in our Bible study because it just makes stuff so tasty. And this is Tasty Bible Study. 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. This week we're looking at the first half of Psalm 105, which is a psalm with a command to remember. So we're told to remember some things, and we are told to remember what the Lord remembers. The Lord remembers His covenant. And we began with Abraham. We've gone through Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, how God kept them. Touch not mine anointed. We read that yesterday. Do my prophets no harm. He kept them. Then He broke the whole staff of bread and sent Joseph down into Egypt. We come today to verses 19 through 22. And we're going to read these 4 verses, and that'll conclude the first half of Psalm 105. And we're talking about Joseph now. Until the time that his word came, the word of the Lord tried him. The king sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free. He made him lord of his house and ruler of all his substance, to bind his princes at his pleasure and teach his senators wisdom. So we're talking about Joseph. His brothers bound his feet. They put him in irons. The Ishmaelites traded him off. They made money. His brothers made money. Joseph was hurt. Joseph was put into slavery. He went to Potiphar's house. And then from Potiphar's house, he went to the prison. And in the prison house, he was there for several years. And he was serving chief of the prison house, the warden of the prison house. And it says in verse 19, until the time that his word came, the word of the Lord tried him. I think that's talking about Joseph's interpretation of the dream. It could be just that the word of the Lord was waiting until the appropriate time. But you'll notice that second phrase, the word of the Lord tried him. So Joseph is in that prison house and he's desperate to get out of that. You would be too, so would I. We want to be free and to have justice, and there was no justice there for Joseph. However, the Lord was using him all the time he was there. And so while he's there in an unjust situation, he still behaves justly. And the Lord is blessing the chief of the prison, the warden of the prison house, because of Joseph's action. And he's blessing Joseph. And then the king sent and loosed him. Why? Because the word came. That is, somebody told the king about his dream interpretation. The king needed someone like that. So the king, of course, he has control over the justice system of his country. So the king sent and loosed him. He can do that. And of course, we know Joseph was there unjustly. So the king comes and sets things right, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free. So now Joseph is a free man. And verse 21 and 22 tell us, actually, it kind of gives us a lot of information in just a few verses. We have 4 phrases here. He made him lord of his house. So we see that he's lord of the house of Pharaoh, ruler of all Pharaoh's substance. So he goes from the prison house to the king's house, and now he's doing exactly what he did for Potiphar, for the chief of the prison, and for now the king. He's doing the same thing. He's managing all of the house. He's managing all of the substance to bind his princes at his pleasure. So not only is he over the king's house, Pharaoh's house, but he is over all of Pharaoh's princes and senators. So he's binding them as if they need to be bound, and maybe they did. And he's teaching wisdom because Joseph is preparing the country to experience the 7-year famine, which was a blight upon the earth. All right, join me again next time. We'll pick up in verse 23 of Psalm 105 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.